What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about BNB. Guys, look, BNB might not do massive gains in terms of a multiplier, but I think it's destined to go up. One thing I always go on about with when we're in a bear cycle is you've got to be building, and BNB continue to build. So I'm going to get into that along with some really interesting news out of Coinbase. Coinbase are potentially attacking their users, and I want to effectively show the vulnerabilities of exchanges like this, because these things can happen anywhere, and what's happened can happen anywhere. So if you're a Coinbase user, this is something you're going to want to pay attention to. And to be honest, if you're using a centralized exchange, this is something you're going to want to pay attention to. Before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, you're probably sitting there going, why should I listen to you, James? There's 1,000,001 crypto YouTube channels. Fair question. So these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel. Had you put in a measly $100 into each of these cryptos when I released videos about them, and you were still holding them, you've done literally the worst possible thing that any investor can do. You made your investment and you never made the profits. You'd still actually be in profit for around 7K. And that's doing everything wrong. That's not selling them when you're meant to. Remember the phrase is buy low, sell high. But if you've done the right thing, and you bought all those cryptos and sold them last year when the markets flew up, you'd be in profit for 123K. It's a staggering difference. These are not the coins I own anymore. And if you want to see my portfolio right now, you can go read copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I buy and every coin I sell. We have thousands of members, and many of them have never invested in anything. So we have step-by-step tutorials for anyone that wants to start their journey into crypto. So it's completely perfect for beginners. In fact, those videos are the kind of ones I send to my family if they're asking me to help them get on an exchange. I'm like, this is it. And you'll notice Phantom tops the list. That was a Udemy course I did. I've made one in my life, and it was on the best investment of the year, and that was Phantom. I said this is 100x crypto. It did a 677. So a grand in would have bought you a baller ass house. A 2 grand in would have made you a millionaire. And when I find the next Phantom, I won't do a Udemy course like last time. I'll simply go onto the site and tell the members. So if you want to make those kind of gains, these 42, 52, 62, 677, then go read the site. Right, Binance. Currently priced at $274. You'll see by the title, I'd still believe this can run up to $1,000, which would put it about 161 billion market cap, which is obviously massive. But bear in mind, in this past cycle, it nearly at $700. So we're not talking massive gains, but obviously an enormous market cap. So the potential growth that can have is more limited than, say, your other altcoins. So BNB initially started as effectively a crypto tool that got people discounts on trading. So obviously CZ is the founder of BNB, and since BNB became a blockchain that was smart contract compatible, they have grown staggering amounts. One thing that we have to be aware of is there has really been, with regards to the Binance Smart Chain, there's been a lot of exploits. We saw 200 million exploits of Pancake Bunny, several hacks of Cream Finance. In spite of these, users continue to return to Binance because it's low fees and the abundance of massive amounts of meme coins. And let's be honest, Binance Smart Chain is the chain for meme coins. And when there is the next bull cycle, one thing that we always know, because it's true of every single bull cycle, is meme coins like your Doge and Shiba Inu. Those kind of coins always have a really solid run. Meme coins have an explosion of meme coins that are created. And Binance Smart Chain will be where everyone goes to do those trades next cycle. And when that happens, Binance will, and the token itself will experience a ton more usage. As a result, fundamentally lots of money going into it, it will inevitably appreciate in price. Now, the meme coins aside, what's really good about BNB's chain, firstly, they're continuing to hire staff. You know, while we see a lot of cryptos that are downsizing right now, BNB do not downsize. They can continue to push and to grow. Fundamentally, for me, that's always a good sign. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that's a good sign that they're hiring? Or are you meh? Do you not care? Let me know in the comments. And if you're a returning viewer, please subscribe to the channel. We've got that percentage down nicely, thanks to you lot. But we've still got that 75 or so % of viewers are returning viewers, but never subscribe. If you continue to return, just subscribe. Save me the hassle of asking. So what I like about BNB, right? Firstly, they're hiring. That's always a good sign for me. Secondly, they have tons of incentivization projects. You know, they've got the MVB program, which is an accelerator program between BNB's chain and Binance Labs to help projects develop and grow more organically. So they're helping effectively nurture those startup cryptos to try and make sure that they can grow in a legitimate way, as opposed to, you know, the robots that are knocking about on Twitter, right? You can actually create a BNB sidechain, which effectively allows the continued high performance of BNB because obviously with the sidechain, that means, you know, you've not got all the throughput going through one place. As a result, the transactions per second remains really good within Binance. You've also obviously got reward programs, hackathons, European incubator projects. You're going to have incubator projects all around the world with Binance, which means growth. And that's the biggest thing, we've got to see projects growing. And we've got, you know, BNB Chain Accelerator announced 27 Web3 startups as winners recently. You can see that they've also got information on the fastest user growth. So as an example, Hooked is one that's had a huge surge in users. So again, Hooked is one you could look at and go, oh, maybe this is a crypto worth knowing about. You know, one thing with whether it's gaming, whether it's a wallet, you know, whatever it is, user-based growth is always key to success. So keeping an eye on stuff like that is worthwhile because it might inform you of a trend that is coming. You can also see the best performing tokens within the BNB, within the DApp chain. And you can see the sheer amount of cryptos that are currently on BNB, whether it's gaming or DeFi or memes or whatever. And gaming is growing like mad on BNB. I'd expect this to really start to push and kick on because BNB is actually, let's be honest, like of all the chains right now, Ethereum is probably the worst one to build on if you're a game. Like you would want to start building on the ones with the highest throughput. That is, one of them is BNB. Obviously Solana's good, but Solana in terms of throughput, but Solana has the problem with network outages, which would be concerning for me if I was a game developer. Yeah, growth. This is what Binance strive to do. They strive to do it as an exchange, and they strive to do it as a smart chain. And I think we'll see. I think $1,000 is really only 1.5x their all-time high. That seems more than achievable. Excuse me. Given the sheer volume of people that are using Binance, and given the sheer growth that they continue to have, you know, and you can see from exchange, you can see number of transactions. So stuff like Gameta, worth paying attention to, because you can see that their transactions is pretty damn good. It's not growing necessarily. Don't know why that happened. But yeah, you can see the network growth. And paying attention to network growth when you're beginning to see spikes is worth noting, because again, you want to be paying attention to which things are starting to pop off. Game Meta is obviously doing okay. Hooked is clearly one that's popping off. And you can also check social signals, which I like, because you can see if there's been any growth for any of the aforementioned cryptos. So again, gives you some indication, you know. But having a look and seeing which ones have had huge growth in transactions, like Hooked, clearly has 15% growth. It's massive. P12, is that P12? P12 has had huge growth in transactions. Huge growth in transactions in the last 7 days. So again, if there's a native, I don't even know of P12, but if there's a native token relevant to it, worth paying attention to, because if they're having that level of surge, then that probably is going to also be true of the underlying currency. But back to BNB. BNB, $1,000 for the token that fuels their centralized exchange, which is the biggest in the world. The token that fuels their smart chain, which is the second biggest in the world. And as we see a surge in meme coins next bull cycle, which we obviously will, BNB will be the go-to like it was this time, and we'll see that huge surge. And when we see that surge in meme coins being developed, we'll see that surge in transactions. When we see that surge in transactions, then we'll see the surge in BNB's overall price. But what do you guys think? Is 1,000? Am I being too conservative with 1,000? Am I being moon boy with 1,000? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification as well, so you know when new content is coming out. And guys, as I said before, these coins are not my portfolio anymore. If you want to see the coins I own in my portfolio right now, go read copymycrypto.com. It's where on that site I share my portfolio. I share every coin I'm buying, every coin I'm selling. Obviously right now is a bear cycle, so I'm not selling, I'm building my portfolio up. It's already built up well, and I'm going to be adding to it over this bear cycle. And if you want to make these gains, if you want to literally take the work out of it for yourself and stop doing all that bloody research, because I do it all the time, then you can literally copy the coins I'm in. And when I find the next Phantom, I'm going to get onto the site and tell the members. I'm not going to do a Udemy course like last time. So if you want to make those gains, then go read the site. All right, Coinbase threatening to sue crypto traders who profited from a pricing glitch. So there was 1,000 users in the Republic of Georgia that made insane profits on a Coinbase pricing glitch. So at the end of August, 1,000 users in Georgia, the country, not the state, were able to use an arbitrage because the Coinbase ended up pricing their local currency at $290 rather than $2.90 for about 6 hours. As a result, obviously everyone that had the opportunity was using that to buy a ton of crypto and take the opportunities, right? So the glitch, Coinbase has said, was a fault of a third party. Coinbase told CoinDesk then, without identifying the company. As such, the incident illustrates a long-standing concern of financial regulators, the risks posed to institutions by external partnerships. The amount of money Coinbase lost on the Georgia snafu, which the company refused to disclose, was, according to a spokesperson, immaterial. So it didn't really impact them. But they want to take those 1,000 people, possibly, to court. They may sue the 1,000 users who took advantage of their pricing glitch. Yeah. It's absolutely mental. So Coinbase did not confirm whether the exchange reached out to Georgian banks asking to freeze traders' accounts. At least 2 of Georgia's major banks froze the accounts of users who took advantage of the glitch, but then unfroze them. So they're not sure who to hold responsible. I would be holding Coinbase responsible. Their fault, their mistake. Now, that's a pricing glitch based on local currency. But pricing glitches happen. Okay? Coinbase use Coinbase Pro API as the source of their price data. It's one of the most liquid crypto exchanges in the world. There's already an ecosystem of oracles, market makers, and traders that rely on the accurate data feed provided by the Pro API. And they have off-chain filtering, they have on-chain filtering, so this shouldn't have happened. If it's theirs, then they should acknowledge that they're responsible rather than pretending to throw someone else under the bus. But we have seen this before. So, where does Coinbase buy coins from? So, Coinbase is built on top of Bitstamp. Now, this was true many, many years ago. They may work with other exchanges now, but they are very tightly coupled with Bitstamp. There was an exploit when someone discovered that Coinbase's price was set to the last sale price on Bitstamp. So basically, this person would set a small amount of Bitcoin for much lower than the market value on Bitstamp. Coinbase prices were matched where he'd buy again. It's quite clever. Rated. Now, third-party mistakes are something I've spoken about before. Oracles are usually at fault here. So one has to be aware if they've utilized a third-party oracle, because this can happen on Binance, this can happen on KuCoin, this can happen everywhere. And the truth is this could happen the reverse as well. And if you're unaware of it, I guarantee you they wouldn't offer you your money back if they did it the reverse. And instead of timesing it by 100, divided it by 100, and you made a bunch of purchases, I guarantee you they wouldn't be going, oh, here's your money back. So we do have to be aware of how these companies behave. And as I've said before, never keep your crypto on exchanges, because when they can cock up on pricing, they can cock up on security. Just my 2 cents. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.